Hello everyone, Tammy here. Welcome to my channel. So I'm gonna light my candle, and today I'm lighting a candle for a friend who is she's having some health issues, and I'm worried about her, and I just want to send some good healing prayers, vibes, um, energy her way. And yeah, so and I'm asking all of you to please, so I'm not going to say her name. That's her story to tell, but just know that I have a friend who is not doing well. And well, it's not that she's not doing well, she's just got some weird health stuff going on, and they're trying to figure out what's happening. So, and now my thing won't. Let's see if I can. There we go. Somehow the flame got turned down. So I am lighting this for her and sending out all the healing juju that I have available to me to you. And I love you, and I hope that you feel better soon. I hope they figure out what exactly is going on, and yeah, so that's where we are. So today I am doing hashtag Let's Make Together 2025, and it is about using up scraps. And I'm working in my little Halloween journal. It's an altered book, and yeah, so I'm just gonna get started. So this is where we stopped last time. So I would like to maybe decorate this. I pulled some things out. I pulled some scraps. I have this scrap. I have these. These are scraps from a digital, and I was thinking that I could maybe put them, I don't know which way this goes. Anyway, I could put them maybe along the edge. And I was thinking on the next page I could make some belly bands, but for this page, thinking that I want to use this and this, and let's just go from there. So I hope you're all having a great day. I any time that I get space and time and to work in my art room is always a good day. So that's how I'm thinking of it. When you're a grown-up, you have lots of grown-up things you need to do, and sometimes they get in the way of your happy time in your craft room. Okay, so let's glue this down. Okay. Scissors. So for those of you that don't know, I do live in the Seattle area. I was born and raised here. I've lived here all but 4 years of my life. For 4 years, I lived in Hawaii. My husband was in the military, and we were stationed over there for 4 years. And then when we were done in the military, we moved back here because we love it here. And I might have talked about this maybe a little bit, like about my mom, but I do have a lot of new subscribers, and some of you might not have heard this story. But my mom did not drive, so we went everywhere on the bus. So from the time I could remember, I took public transportation. Didn't seem weird to me at all. It was just what we did. And I learned a lot from public transportation, as you can imagine. I saw a lot of things very early on in life. I learned about alcoholics and drug users and just different people who were very different than I was from taking the bus. And my mom was great because she never, well, I shouldn't say never. Of course, I remember there times being I was so curious, and I was, kids, I would talk loud, and she'd be like, shh, we're not going to talk about it right now. I will tell you later. So and just anything. And she was so great about actually then explaining it to me later. And I really appreciated that. But anyway, I'm kind of getting off track. I also, my dad was pretty much not, he was in the picture, and he lived with us, and he provided for us and everything, but he didn't ever take us anywhere. He didn't participate in anything, basically. So when in 1977 the Seattle Mariners became a new thing, and my mom used to take us to the baseball games. I remember being able to get bench seats. So this was in the days of the Kingdome, and we were able to get bleacher seats, not bench seats, bleacher seats. And oh, that's cute. I do that for $3. And so it would be me, my brother, and my mom. And it was something to do in the summer. The Kingdome was air conditioned, and my mom would, like she did for everything, including the movies, bring her own food because we didn't have a lot of money. She was a stay-at-home mom, and we would go to Mariners games. And I actually have loved the Mariners for, well, I guess it's been 50 years. I think my husband said. We are the only team in Major League Baseball that has not been to the World Series. In 50 years, we have never made it. We've only been to the playoffs a couple of times. And we have not won a division. We won a division in 1995, maybe? Or was it 2001? I can't remember. It might have been 2001. I can't remember. It was either 95 or... Anyway, I should know because I am a big Mariners fan, but I don't remember. Well, last night we clinched the division for the first time in however many years it's been. It's been a lot of years. So we have a great team this year, and I am super, super, super excited to see where we go. Hopefully we make it to the World Series. I will be one of those freaky fans who cries and carries on just getting to the World Series, quite honestly. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. And we have our catcher. His name is Cal Raleigh, and he is a switch hitting catcher. Catchers are kind of like the quarterbacks of so what a quarterback is to a football team, a catcher is to a baseball team. They kind of, lead the way and sometimes call the plays, and it's just very fun, very, very fun. So he has 60 home runs, which is more than any catcher in the major leagues ever. He just passed Babe Ruth. So it's just very exciting. Very, very, very exciting. And he has a nickname, and the nickname is the Big Dumper. And yes, he has a big dumper. He has a big badunky dunk. But catchers have, big muscles in those areas because they squat down for all of a game. I don't know which way this goes. If it goes this way, I like it this way, so that's the way I'm going to do it. So, anyway, I'm pretty thrilled about that. We were in the playoffs, well, the wild card. We were in the wild card playoffs a couple of years ago, and we didn't do well. And this year we have clinched the division. There's still 5 games left, 4 games. We have 4 games left. So it's very exciting, and we want to keep winning because then we will get home field advantage, and we'll get a couple days off to rest, which is always great this time of year. I forgot I was going to put some washi tape down here, but maybe I could do something here. Let's see. That's kind of fun. Or I don't like that one. That one's kind of fun. I'm going to do that one. Yeah. So I guess well, I've always been a Mariners fan. So this baseball I love baseball. Always have. Well, that's when we got our own team, like I said, in 1977. Football was okay. And we did finally go to the Super Bowl, and we've been to the Super Bowl twice, and we won it once, so that's pretty exciting. Okay, I like that. And I like this. So I do have some tags that I already made. So maybe I could put something in there. That's kind of fun. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so then on this page, I want to put a couple of belly bands. And I'm going to use this scrap of black paper. And I think I'm going to tear it. We used to have a, well, for a lot of years, my husband and I listened to the games on the radio. And so, of course, we had an amazing broadcaster. He was great. And unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. Yeah, it was tough. I couldn't listen to the games on the radio for a long time. He was so beloved. And I can listen now, but it was tough, especially growing up with him as the voice of the Mariners. Okay, so that I'm going to do this on both of these. So yeah, very excited. So I will be watching a lot of baseball when the playoffs start. I'm very excited. Very, very exciting. And it's fun because the last time we went to the playoffs, Lou Piniella was our manager, and the catcher was named Dan Wilson. And Dan Wilson is the manager of our team. He just took over. He took over towards the end of last year. They fired the manager that we had, which I thought he was a pretty decent manager. Part of the Mariners challenge is, management doesn't pay for super good players. And that's usually why teams don't win. It's because they just don't, there's just the personnel that they choose aren't great. But this year's a little different. This year's got a little different feel. And having Dan Wilson, being that he was, he was on the team when we won the division last time, is very exciting. And I think it's super cool. So it's it's nostalgic. Whoops, I didn't want to go all the way to the edge. It's very nostalgic for me and my husband. It's just to watch him, call a game from behind the plate when we won the division, and now to have him be calling the game from in the dugout. It's very cool. Okay, I don't know how this stuff is gonna stick, or if it is, but let's keep working with it. I don't want to use the other glue. I am going to, so my plan is to put spiders. So I have that one, and then I have a sticker in here that I want to use. And I'm using these spiders because I had other spiders, but they looked too much like the spiders that we actually have in our house. And these don't look like anything like the spiders we get. We get mostly like brown, house spiders, wood spiders, and they're big and gross and creepy. I don't care for spiders, so that's why I'm surprised that I I just had the urge to do this webbing, and the webbing just reminded me of spiders, so that's what I'm doing. But I don't like spiders. I can handle them if they're an inch or smaller, but once they get bigger than that, I'm out. One time I was at my friend's cabin. I was by myself. I had spent a few days with my friends there, and then I was going to be spending a couple of days there by myself, and then my family was coming, so my husband and my kids, and this was during COVID, but before I had cancer, and there was a huge spider in the sink when I got up, like this, and this is, I don't know how many of you actually do this or have heard of this, but I one time when I was doing daycare, had a little daycare kid. There was a huge spider in the daycare room, and I was freaking out, and the kids were freaking out, and we're all freaking out. And one of the kids, he's just so calm. He was probably 7. I had school age kids then, and he's like, "Why don't you just get the vacuum out and vacuum it up?" I was like, "What? That's brilliant." So I got the shop vac and sucked the spider up into the shop vac. Just kind of changed my whole attitude about taking care of spiders and always having to call my husband to come smash it and them, whatever. And so anyway, I'm at the island. There's this huge spider in the sink, and I got the shop vac out and sucked it up into the shop vac. Ooh, it was so gross. I actually videotaped myself doing it so I could text it to my friends. They laughed at me. And I know, yes, I know how great spiders are. I know that they eat bugs. I just can't live with a spider that's that ginormous. Like, yeah, if it can cover my whole palm of my hand or my face, if it, no, sorry. But I do know how good they are. And my daughter is so, we're convinced that spiders are her spirit animal, because if any room is going to get a spider in it, it's going to be my daughter's room or the bathroom that she uses. Always been that way ever since she was a little kid. And so we finally looked it up. You know, what does that mean if spiders show up all the time? And I can't remember what it was. I can't remember the meaning. I have such an aversion to them that I just block all that out of my head. But my daughter will call my husband in to kill a spider, or not to kill, but to get rid of it. And she's always very clear. Please don't kill it. Please catch it and take it outside. And bless his heart, he does. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Okay, so I have a few things here. That's kind of pretty. No, it's going to be too loose there. Let's put that there. Gruesome. I think I might need to glue this down better. Okay. This glue works really well. This is why us paper crafters love the art glitter glue because it works so well. Okay. And that's all I'm going to do in this book today. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed my babbling. I'm just so excited about the Mariners. Having a great, great year. It's so exciting. And it's about time. Okay, so that's going to go there. There we go. And this is where we will start next time. And then I have to decide if I want to put something here or glue something on or something. I don't know. I'll have to decide. Okay, well, that's all I have for today. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I hope that you remember to be good to yourselves and be kind to each other, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.